What is up with y'all niggas, man? I'm finally back. I know it's been 1 month, nigga. I ain't gonna lie, YouTube be fucking with a nigga, bro. They do not want to see a nigga win. My motherfucking views was up, my subs was up, everything was up. I had high numbers, nigga. Then all of a sudden, them bitches started dropping. Every motherfucker that was bitch was dropping. And I noticed that shit. Every motherfucking time I get high up in the numbers, them bitches start to drop. I don't know why the fuck. They don't want to see a nigga win, bro. But that's besides the point. We back. Tales of Toronto, the story of King Mo. Y'all niggas know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, motherfucking follow my socials and shit. Shout out to the new subscribers.
Parking lot in West Toronto has turned deadly. Police confirm 20-year-old Mohammed So died of his injuries in hospital Saturday night. 4 others were injured. So appears to have gone by the name King Mo.
Slide on that motherfucker.
Originally of Guinean background, Mohammed So was born in New York on February 10, 1999. The So family immigrated to Canada in 2000, first settling in Montreal and then Toronto in 2006, where they became active in the city's Guinean community. With no siblings to lean on, Mohammed felt a responsibility to take care of his parents and give back. He would always say, "I'm an only child, and I have to do what's best for my parents." In school, not only was he a student athlete, but Mohammed was known as someone who looked out for others. He took care of kids he barely knew and gave them money to buy freezies.
And see, that's the thing though. Most niggas, when they grow up in the hood or like a dangerous environment, you know, most of them got a good heart. A lot of them got a good heart, you know. They help out other kids and shit. They give money back, but the environment, it pull them in, bro. It pull them in. Now they gotta do this. Now they gotta do all this other shit just to survive. Cause doing that, it only gets you so far. That shit only gets you so far, nigga. I done heard thousands of stories like this. That shit only gets you so motherfucking far, bro. Then niggas be ungrateful like a motherfucker. You could do a whole bunch of shit for one nigga. That nigga take advantage of you quick. That's why you gotta choose who to help, because not everybody deserves help. Some niggas just use you.
A friend recalled, "Mo made sure I was going to school," said another friend who grew up with him, but did not want to be named. "Mo wanted what was best for me. He was there to make sure I made the right decision. He was more like a mentor and a brother." Although his former classmates have nothing but great things to say about him, Mo was silently going through his own struggles. During middle school, he got involved with the wrong crowd. They tried to frame him for stealing a t-shirt at a Walmart by putting it into his backpack. Mohammed took the blame to avoid angering them. Security footage showed he didn't steal the shirt, but he ended up having to report to police and attend a few days of counseling as a result. The incident didn't break Mo's spirit as he went on to graduate from Runnymede Collegiate Institute in 2017. He was unsure of which career path to pursue, so he began an international relations program at York University, but didn't like it and left, saying he needed more time to figure out his future. He worked at Pearson International Airport for a bit, but ultimately decided to pursue a career in music. He formed his own label, called Came From Nothing, and began rapping under the name King Mo.
Drop down below if y'all want me to react to this nigga, bro. I know I gotta get back on my motherfucking music reaction, because a lot of y'all niggas done dropped. Y'all dropped a lot of stuff. Y'all told me to react to a lot of shit. I kept up. I'm seeing that y'all told me to react to a lot of shit, bro. But drop down what else y'all want me to react to. Drop some King Mo if y'all want to, but yeah.
I ain't trying to catch a case, but these niggas know one play. Yeah, they show me love, but I know that shit be fake. Cause when you making money, most niggas gon' hate. Mama says she want a car, yeah, she needs the latest. Black mask, are you ready to roll? Tell me, nigga, are you bout it? Smart nigga, but I'm heartless. I should've done with a college, but put my name on the phone, yeah.
The label heavily reps 7 Block, which sits on the corner of Jane and Woolner. Living just a few minutes away on Jane and St. Clair Avenue West, Mo often found himself lingering in the once troubled neighborhood.
Results in the gun lifestyle is incarceration or death. I've been a man that I've been shot 3 times. I put in work. I've been around people that put in work. And some of my people that they're not even here today because work got put in on them.
See, and this is why, like, this street, that shit is not worth it, bro. I'm telling you, you'll do better by being a motherfucking content creator. That nigga Charleston White said it best. Nigga, all that rapping and that street life, it ain't gonna get you nowhere, my nigga. Nah, rapping nowadays, hell nah. Nigga, rap is dead in 2023. Rap is dead as fuck. And then this street shit, that's been overplayed, bro. If you niggas don't know by now, then you niggas ain't gonna never get it, bro. That shit is not it. It's not worth it, bro. You got dead homies left and right. You getting shot at, you get shot. Then you gotta worry about snake ass niggas. Come on now, that shit is not worth it. That shit is not worth it.
I reaped what I sowed. I idolized the gun life. I lived the gun life. I get locked up. My son's growing up in the neighborhood. People are telling him stories of what his father did this and his father did that. So my son knew Wagga as his father. My son walked in my footsteps that I left.
Yup, that's how
and because he walked in those footsteps at 19, my son lost his life.
Damn.
Got shot 17 times in a hotel room.
When the topic of gangs in Toronto is discussed, the crews often brought up are the Driftwood Crips, Galloway Boys, or even the Jamestown Crips. But within these towers that sit on the corner of Jane and Woolner, homed one of the most violent street gangs in the city that only a few have heard of. The main crew inhabiting the area were the Southside Gators, as well as their subset, the Junior Gators. The gang was founded in the early 1990s by predominantly West Indian immigrants. Members would commonly sport some article of green clothing or standard green army fatigues to show affiliation with the crew. Although most members are of West Indian or African descent, members of notorious transnational Hispanic gangs, such as the Latin Kings and MS-13, have been known to frequent the Woolner apartments, suggesting an affiliation. The Gators' aggression towards both the Bloods and the Crips in the West End of the city was evident from conception, with members violently.
And what else was crazy is there'd be a lot of, like, when you look at, because I know most of my audience is Canadian, but like to my non-Canadian audiences, bro, like Toronto, especially like Canada, like the whole shit, as far as like the black people, bro, it'd be like Trinidadians, Somalians, Africans, Jamaicans, Haitian, Caribbean niggas. Like, bro, if you actually like do the history, man, that shit go deep. Especially during slavery, that shit go deep, bro. That shit go deep. Like, Canada is so fucking diverse. The demographic there is just off the fucking charts, nigga.
Active gang members from both factions within their own neighborhood and later displacing a local Crip set from Martha Eaton Way. What began as a form of protection against roaming neighborhood Blood and Crip gangs quickly turned into the aggressors in most conflicts, and thus, the Gators gained a reputation as being extremely violent and confrontational.
You niggas named the Gators.
The first day of summer starts off with a series of raids across the GTA and in the city's West End. Police announcing this morning they've taken down a large portion of a street gang with international ties. 70 people were arrested after an early morning blitz that involved about 800 officers. And the individuals arrested are alleged to be part of the 5 Point Generals, a gang that is said to operate out of right here at Weston and Lawrence.
In 2008, the Gators.
Y'all know what else be funny though? Them white reporters, when they get like on the camera and shit and like broadcast the news, that should be funny as hell. Especially like when the niggas, when they be saying the nigga names and shit, if you be like super like ghetto and shit, they don't know how to fucking pronounce it. That should be hilarious.
Involved in a deadly turf war with several crews along the west end of the city, including the Trethway Gangsta Killers, Pelham Park Bloods, and the Complex Gangsters, but their most infamous feud would be with the notorious
that nigga in the middle like Polo G.
Five Point Generals. It is reported the rivalry was responsible for 8 homicides that year alone, and those are just the ones confirmed. With the two factions being homed within 10 minutes of one another, the violence would come as no surprise to investigators. The murders started in fall of 2008 when Egg West Crip member Stephen Barton, aka Frost, was shot near York Square. Less than 24 hours later, a drive-by would take place on Highway 401, which ended with a body being dumped from one of the moving vehicles.
Them niggas doing
The
drive-bys
slangs drew
on the
some police
highway,
attention
bro.
as they cited the two incidents were most likely related, but things calmed down and the police chief thought that was that. But it wouldn't be until the start of the new year when bodies would really start dropping. It started in January when Kevin Boating, aka Casa, a suspected gator, was stabbed outside an old Weston Road home. Jamel Grant, who police believe was a 5 Point General member, was shot and killed at a Weston Road bar the next month. After that, Daniel De Silva,
And these niggas be for real thugging out here. Like, these niggas be for real just lighting niggas up, bro. They be killing each other out there. And some niggas said Canada is worse than America when it comes to the murder rate. No, it's not, bro. America is way worse when it comes to the murder rate, the crime rate, the gangs and shit. It's just that Canada ain't never been broadcasted like that until recently. See, that, like, but America always been worse. America always been worse. But them niggas in Canada, them niggas be thugging for real. Them niggas be having fucking drive-by shootings on the highway. I ain't never heard of some shit like that. I ain't never heard some shit like that, bro.
K.A. Dizzle, a 22-year-old Portuguese man who police say had gotten into drug dealing, was robbed and shot inside his luxury BMW SUV. A 5 Point General was arrested for his murder. Then there was Danny Lewis, aka Goon, who was shot and killed off Keel Street. He was Frost's best friend. The gun that killed him was dropped in a dumpster at a youth center where he'd sought help writing a resume earlier in the year. A day later, Omar Waite, a gator, was gunned down nearby. 10 days after that, Adrian Johnston, a 14-year-old Gator associate, was shot in a field near
14?
Woolner Avenue, still wearing his school uniform. The
Nigga.
casualties caught the eye of Toronto's chief of police at the time, Bill Blair, who made Weston the new front in his force's war on gangs. The spike was unprecedented, what the chief called unheard of. The deaths made up 1/3 of Toronto's total and twice the number of nearby Jane and Finch, which often earned the distinction of being the city's violent crime capital.
Shit, I
Fast
bet it
forward to
is, shit.
2011, raids were executed and trial was on its way. A judge sentenced one member to 13 years in prison after police seized from his Egg West apartment 9 weapons, crack cocaine, 2 pit bull dogs, and believe it or not, a 4-foot alligator, which police
Nigga.
said was the club mascot. Many of
These niggas, that nigga had a 4-foot alligator as a club mascot. Them niggas really took that gator shit seriously. Them niggas really took that gator shit. They got a 4-foot alligator as a club mascot. Y'all niggas crazy. That shit crazy. Bro, I ain't never heard some shit like that. You niggas got an actual fucking gator as y'all fucking gang symbol mascot shit. I ain't gonna lie, that's different. That's different.
arrested during the raids received similar sentences, while a handful were deported. Since the mass arrests of the Jane and Woolner OGs, youngsters from the block have adopted group names they've heard of, keeping the gang's legacy alive, but with little organization or formality, internal feuds have sparked, causing many of the crews to split. The drug and gang activity within Jane and Woolner slowly dissipated since 2008, when the violence was at its peak, but one horrific night in the summer of 2020, more than a decade later, would leave many questioning if a long-standing gang rivalry was reigniting.
That shit always reigniting.
Returning now to the breaking news we're following this hour. 3 people have been injured in a shooting near Jane and St. Clair. For more on this, let's bring in CP24's Beatrice Faisman, who has just arrived there at the scene. Beatrice, police were telling us this is a large crime scene they're investigating.
It is, Courtney. This parking lot area of this strip mall has been shut down by police. You can see one officer right now shining his flashlight through the parking lot. He's looking for shell casings, any evidence related to this triple shooting that happened here. It was just after 10:20 tonight.
Friday, July 10th, 2020, Toronto police were called to a plaza at 251 Woolner Avenue at 8:17 p.m. Police say a dark-colored SUV approached the parking lot and at least one person started indiscriminately shooting at people who were gathered there. Surveillance footage obtained by CTV News Toronto showed multiple people, including a child, ducking behind vehicles to avoid being hit. In total, 5 people were injured. 3 were taken to a hospital by paramedics and 2 others made their own way to hospital to seek medical treatment. King Mo was...
But like, that's the big difference though I noticed. Like back then, like in the 80s and 90s, if some niggas saw some kids, they'll just get them next time. Nowadays, nigga, they don't give a fuck. It could be a baby out there. They still spraying. Them niggas still spraying. They don't give a fuck.
Many people congregating in the plaza parking lot. The night of the shooting, he told his parents he would be playing basketball with some friends as he had been doing every Friday during the pandemic. Mo's mother said he would normally drive to the court, but that Friday evening, he didn't. Around 11:45 p.m. that same night, King Mo's friends knocked on his parents' door, distraught, and informed them he'd been shot and taken to the hospital. By the time his parents arrived to the hospital, Mo had succumbed to his injuries. He was the city's 36th murder victim of 2020. The 37th would be Malvern Bay.
Nigga, that's gotta be the worst information to hear. Some people knock at your door, your fucking son's friends, and they say, your son just been shot. Bruh, there's so many fucking emotions and thoughts going through your fucking head, bruh. I can't imagine, bro. That shit. That's the worst news a parent can fucking hear,
Rapper Gleesh, who was shot at STC that same night. King Mo's case received immediate attention, but for the wrong reasons. His near-decade-old mugshot from when he was wrongfully accused of shoplifting was used as the identification image for his news story.
At 3 a.m., they asked for photo to put on the news.
The grief-stricken mother of 21-year-old Sidi Mohammed Sow is still in disbelief that 2 police officers showed up at her door at 3 Sunday morning, just 9 hours after her son died in hospital.
They said it's very important that we give them a picture they're gonna put in the news, otherwise they might put a mock shot which we won't like. And I just said, right now is not a good time. You see my husband, he's gonna drop dead. He already on the floor. Can you just please leave?
The family had many photos of their son, but says the time was inappropriate. And while the officers left their business cards, the family did not hear back from anyone the next day.
Local news stations were hit with intense backlash, forcing them to change the image. Fortunately for Mo's family, they received brighter news a month later, on Friday, August 21st, when members of the Emergency Task Force, 12 division officers and homicide investigators arrested and charged Malik Francis Taylor with first-degree murder.
Ferno, you spazzing. Run on your block like broad day. Ooh, you niggas never seen it. Me a couple demons.
Malik Francis Taylor, better known by his rap name MK So Alive, ranged from the notorious Pelham Park Gardens, which housed the first blood set in Toronto. With Pelham situated just 10 minutes away from the Southside Gators, it would be no surprise to hear the two factions had their fair share of feuds. The Pelham Park Bloods was a small yet powerful gang that was first known as the Young Thugs. They were formed in the early 90s and consisted mainly of young Caribbean and African Canadian youths. By the early 2000s, most of the members had died, while some had been incarcerated or deported. The last remaining consists of hardcore criminals who have been known to recruit members as young as 8 years old, who are then used in peddling drugs in the suburbs, schools, and even...
It was crazy. Most gangs do that shit, though. Most gangs, they get new recruits young as hell, like 8, 9, 10, 14, 15 years old, bro. Cartel do it all the motherfucking time, bro. That shit. But, like, because... You know, something like when people join gangs and shit, it's to feel important, it's to feel accepted, you know. Maybe they ain't got no family structure at the house. This gang got a family structure, so hey, let a nigga in type shit. But some niggas do it for the money though. But yeah, they be getting niggas at 8, 9, 10, toddlers, nigga.
rural areas of Toronto.
Young as hell.
MK, who throughout his near-decade-long rap career heavily repped the Pelham Park label, even donning red bandanas in a few of his videos. Although his bars paint himself as a hardened trapper, he has no prior history of violence or general criminality, and while their blocks have history dating back decades, there is no known connection between MK and King Mo. It has now been 4 years since that incident, and trial has yet to start, leaving many with unanswered questions. Was King Mo the intended target? Was MK the gunman? Both men not only had talent, but were rising in a small yet niche, underground scene. Do you think some beef can get in the way of that?
Hell yeah. But anyway, man.
Brazen Friday.
Yeah, man. This the first reaction back. Hope y'all niggas enjoyed that shit. Rest in peace, King Mo. Stay out the streets. It's not worth it. And I'll see y'all boys in the next one. Peace.